Paul George and Klay Thompson need to make a decision. Welcome back, guys. If you guys haven't been on Twitter or haven't been following any of the news recently, we know that Paul George opted out of his contract, and we know the Warriors are prepared to let go of Klay Thompson. So this is news that we've all known for like the past maybe couple days, a couple weeks now. But it's been made official that I think both of these newses were made official today. I think around 4 o'clock or something. So this is 4:40. Adrian Wojnarowski announced that Paul George is declining his option and is entering free agency. So what does this mean? There's teams that are already like I know the Mavericks and the Lakers. So the Mavericks and Lakers have been like trying to find a way to get either one or one of them on their team. I feel like for the Mavericks, the best case scenario would be Klay Thompson because I think that's what they were really missing during this finals as someone like a third option to just come in and score. Because all sex, I know this is coming. We're talking back about the finals again, but all the Celtics had to do was cover Kyrie and cover Luka, which is easier said than done. But on Celtics' case, every single one of their guys could put the ball on the floor and score. So if Dallas can get one of these two guys, Dallas is like a heavy favorite for next year. But never mind that. The Lakers, the Clippers, and the Mavericks are all interested in Klay Thompson, and I'm assuming all three of them, maybe even Philly, and etc., interested in Paul George. So what does this mean? Why is Golden State allowing Klay Thompson just to go? I don't think they're just going to let him go. By the way, I think it's going to be a sign and trade type situation. I think Dallas was the number one name for that sign and trade situation. Who does Dallas have that Warriors might want? I don't know, but it's better than Warriors just leaving empty-handed. Paul George wise, it could be the same. It could have been the same thing, but he opted out for his contract. But they can still do a sign and trade. Like, isn't that what the Warriors did with Kevin Durant? Or am I tripping? I think I'm tripping. Because that's how D'Lo got to the Warriors that one year. I could be bugging, but that is the case. Paul George, I get why Paul George is opting out. Like I think the Clippers offered him a max. The Clippers did not offer him a max contract, and that's what's making him pull out. But I think Paul George may be making the wrong decision. The only reason I'm saying that is no matter where he goes, he's not going to get that. He's not going to get a max. Paul George is not at the age where he's not enough productivity for him to get a max, in my opinion. He has played all right for the past couple of years. But I don't blame the Clippers for not re-signing him. They still have to re-sign the rest of their team. Harden and Westbrook. I know Westbrook just opted into his contract. I don't know. I feel like the Clippers are also making a mistake. But we'll see how that goes. Klay Thompson, I don't think it's a mistake. Klay Thompson was awful last year. Warriors should be letting him go. But the best case scenario is for the Warriors to try and trade him. So how would these guys get on their teams? Who knows? I think Dallas. Who would they be? I think like you would have to trade like Josh Hart. What's his name? Josh Hart, Jaden Hardy. Just players like that, which I don't even know if that's what they want. To be honest with you, but we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Paul George is entering free agency. Yep, we saw that. Oh, okay. The Golden State Warriors are prepared to lose 4-time NBA champion Klay Thompson in free agency, and expecting parting ways between the legendary dynasty and end of an era. Klay Thompson and the Warriors are braced to end of the era. Okay, so this just means I know I'm not showing the tweet, but it just means that the Warriors are ready to be the end of all of this. And I think it was time coming for both Paul George and Klay Thompson. Remember, even during the last year, people are like, "Oh, Philly might be a good option for Paul George. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I just wanted to keep you guys updated about the situation. Um, LeBron also opted out of his contract. What that means for the Lakers is absolutely nothing because he's just going to resign there for a higher contract. That was like the main goal of that whole thing, so he can get a higher contract. Imagine he pulled what was it? He pulled someone else's Damian Lillard, where he got signed, he got Jeremy Grant signed, and then he asked out. That'll be hilarious. Some other news that happened recently. Oh, DeJounte Murray got traded yesterday. So about that DeJounte Murray trade, I posted on my TikTok and I was like, yeah, they got DeJounte Murray for a scrap of bones, but I think this is a win for. I think this is a win for New Orleans. The New Orleans. This is a win. I'm not cutting that out. This is a win for the Pelicans. They needed a point guard for a long time. They had Drew. I think they had Drew Holiday, but I don't think Zion was there when they had Drew Holiday. But they get their point. They got their starting point guard now. The only problem is their debt is going to be an issue. Now, not the lack of debt for sure. It's just they have too much debt. I just don't want it to happen where, like what happened with the Boston Celtics a couple years ago with Kyrie, where they had too much players and stuff hit the wall. But what I was thinking more about during for this trade is what's going to happen with Trae Young, because if they got, I think people were really speculating that they're going to get like Brandon Ingram back for DeJounte Murray. That didn't happen. They went for Dyson Daniels and Larry Nance Jr. But if they got BI back, I think the Hawks would still be pushing for the playoffs, pushing to be competitive. But since they didn't get those two back, I feel like the Hawks are trying to go to rebuild because they picked up Alex Sarr. They let go of what's his name, AJ Griffin. I'm pretty sure that's his name. They let go of him, which I don't get. He's only like a second year, third year player. So that's why I'm confused about what their direction is. Maybe they're just trying to do the solo dolo run with Trae Young again. But I say sell everything. Sell Clint Capella, sell Trae, sell Bogdan Bogdanovic. Like anyone that has value, ship him out. Just ship him out. You'll get stuff back. People are gonna want Trae. Lakers might not give you picks for Trae, but Lakers want Trae. The Orlando Magic want Trae. Any team with a point guard would like Trae. Like I watched Kenny's numbers on the board, and he was like, "Oh, wherever Trae goes, it's like he's a system." I get that. I get that he's a system, but I feel like he's the type of player where you can adjust based on what the players around him. So like if he goes to like Orlando, Paulo's going to be the main guy. So he has to force himself. Be the second option, be the third option. Other than that, like I would like to see where Trae goes. If they are planning to do that, Atlanta might not want to do that, but yeah, I'd say that's really it for all the news. Yeah, LeBron, yeah, he opted out. We talked about that. Stuff like people were questioning why D'Lo opted into his contract. He's gonna get traded. D'Lo's gonna get traded. That's easier said than done. So they're gonna just sign and trade him. And people were questioning about his quote about playing under JJ Redick. I feel like that's like a red herring. Is that the word, or like a misdirection? He's gonna get traded. That's just to keep the publicity out of LA, which as much as they can, But that's really it. There's no other news I can see over here. Some small stuff like not small. IQ. Emmanuel quickly got re-signed to the Toronto Raptors, which is a huge deal for them. Huge forward to that Toronto young core. It's really no one else. Oh, I forgot. Paul George is I think Paul George's most likely destination, which I'm surprised I didn't even talk about, is the Warriors, and they have been the most linked to it. I don't think they can sign and trade for Klay and Paul George to make a swap. That would be nuts if that happens, by the way. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, they're the biggest candidate. I think Curry and PG is like a perfect match. I made this reference on the. I don't know if I made this on the podcast or me and my friends were just talking. I feel like if Kevin Durant can fit in the Warriors system, Paul George can fit in the Warriors system. And I got some pushback on that, but I still believe in that, and I still believe in that that Paul George is the poor man's Kevin Durant, and I still believe in that. Like they both have like similar games. Kevin Durant, Paul George, yes, is the better defender, but the scoring, the dribbling, this everything, the role, similar players. Kevin Durant is just the better one. If you guys agree with that take, let me know. I agree. I full on believe on that take. I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.